Hello, John here, and welcome to the next step in my inexorable rise to model railroading world domination. Okay, well, maybe that's a little over the top, but I'm back, and I have another model to work on. In this episode of John's Models, I'm going to add DCC and sound to this HO Scale U36B from Atlas. As you know, if you're a subscriber to this most excellent channel, I'm quite the novice at model railroading. Late last year, I started a small collection and also started working on models. I installed 2 board replacement decoders into a pair of N-scale Kato P42s and was successful. I started my HO Scale collection with the locomotive you see here, and since it didn't come with DCC installed, I'm going to install a LokSound Select decoder into it. This model is DCC ready and it has a 21-pin plug, so I don't need too many tools. Pretty much what you see here. A couple screwdrivers, some double-sided foam tape, solder, a soldering iron, needle nose pliers, the speaker, and of course the decoder and model. The first thing I have to do is take the model apart. This requires you to remove the couplers and coupler boxes, and then the shell can be lifted off the chassis. Next, I will very carefully remove the 21-pin dummy plug, and then also very carefully plug in the decoder. The decoder comes with the speaker wires already attached. There's a provision for sound built into this model, but I'm not going to use it because I don't have the appropriate speaker for it. My intention is to install the speaker I have, because it's what I have, and I'll change that speaker later if I don't like the results. I've decided to install the speaker in the shell right in this area here. The speaker is part number 50321. It comes with a bunch of pieces that you assemble according to the needs of your project. I have assembled the speaker in a medium to small size configuration just to be sure it'll fit. The speaker has these little springs that will hold the speaker wires with tension, but I've decided to solder the leads from the decoder just to make sure it will have a robust connection. Plus, it's a pretty cool close-up shot, isn't it? Now, I do not want the speaker to face upward, so I'm going to install this one facing downward. And the reason for that is it's been my experience hearing a lot of models with the speakers installed like this, that if it faces down, it sounds better. So I'll put a piece of double-sided foam tape here and stick the speaker in the shell. Now that the wires are connected to both the chassis and the shell, I have to be careful when I put it back on. Before I put the shell back on, I'm going to test it just to make sure it's working. Nothing sucks more than putting everything back together and then finding out there's a problem and then you have to take it all apart again. Okay, it seems to be working, so I can put it back together now. This decoder came with some sounds already on it, but I don't think they're the right ones for a U36B. Luckily, and this is one of the really cool things about ESU decoders, they have sound sets on their website that you can download on a computer and then install them to your decoders with a LokProgrammer. ESU sent me one of these too, so thanks again, ESU. Really appreciate that. So to get the sound set, I go to their website, find the correct sound set, and download it. It takes some poking around, but look, this is even the right one for this exact locomotive. Even the picture matches. The website is really helpful. It even gives you a bunch of information about which sounds are mapped to which functions in the project. Once I have the sound set downloaded, I can put the locomotive on the programming track. Here's the setup I'm using. I have this old laptop connected via USB to the LokProgrammer, and the programmer is then connected to a track. I put the model on the track and load the sound project I downloaded from ESU's website into the decoder. It takes about 30 minutes to complete this data transfer. Okay, it's a little while later and the computer is telling me it's done. So to see how it sounds, I'll just switch my LokProgrammer software over to something called Cab Control and turn some stuff on. It sounds good. I really like how the lights are programmed. Even this gyro light in front pulsates. Alright, it's one thing to see it run on a table. Let's go put it on a layout. Okay then, I've brought the model to the South Bay Historical Railroad Society's HO Scale layout. This is the same SBHRS we did a layout tour on a while back. Make sure you check that out later. It's a great layout, and it's in a historic building along Caltrain's right-of-way in Santa Clara, California. I brought a few cars, got everything on the track, and now it's time to get out on the layout with some help from some of the other members who run here on a regular basis. This is filmed on a Saturday morning during one of their regular sessions that are open to the public, so the sound from the decoder is not as noticeable as it would be in my studio. Here's something you don't see often. One of the regulars here, Gunther, brought some very unusual locomotives. If you recognize the power leaving this SP train, put a comment in the comments section below. Well, there it is. I did it. Before I forget to mention it, I want to thank the members at the SBHRS who helped me get out on the main line and gave me space to take my video. I'm not particularly excited about the color of the lights in this engine, but I can change that some other time. For now, I'm just glad that everything worked. Join me next time I do one of my projects, and remember, if I can do this stuff, you can too. Thanks for watching.